This man was riding the elevator when he suddenly noticed something terrifying. The spoiled little brat beside him had her hand on the emergency brake button. The sight instantly sent him into panic. His body started shaking, his breathing turned rapid, and he could barely stand still. The girl noticed this and asked her grandfather what was wrong with him. The boss leaned down and explained that Mark had severe claustrophobia. If he stayed in a tight space too long, he would panic and struggle to breathe. But after hearing that, the little brat suddenly got a cruel idea. She glanced at the trembling Mark, then reached straight for the brake button. Mark's face turned pale, but before he could stop her, she slammed the switch. The elevator instantly jammed and got stuck on the 49th floor.
She just pressed the stop button.
It was an accident, Grandpa.
It was an accident. So you're sorry, Madeline?
Sorry.
She did it on purpose. She was looking right at me and then she pressed it.
You're lying.
I saw you.
Liar.
I know what I saw.
Mr. Axelrod, you're fired.
Fine. I don't give a fuck. Just get me out of here. Just let me take the stairs.
It turned out the boss owned the company, and everyone inside the elevator worked for him. He pressed every button, but the elevator still would not move. With no other choice, he hit the emergency call button and claimed someone had accidentally pressed the brake. But the elevator worker said the brake valve was meant to stop the elevator from falling. Pressing it randomly could damage the whole system. Now they could only wait for firefighters to arrive. The boss apologized for his granddaughter, but because he was their boss, no one dared to complain. They could only force a smile and say it was fine. One shameless suck-up even praised the girl, saying naughty kids usually grow up successful. Then he handed her snacks, as if rewarding what she had done. Mark looked at them with disgust. All he wanted was to get out of that elevator. As time passed, his anxiety grew worse. Martha noticed and handed him a bottle of vodka. After taking a big gulp, Mark finally calmed down a little. To kill time, everyone started chatting. That was when the boss began bragging. He said he was retiring at the end of the month with a $7.5 million package and a huge monthly allowance. Everyone was instantly jealous, but Martha suddenly snapped. In front of everyone, she exposed the boss's real face. Her husband had once invested in this company. The company was making billions every year, but the boss had pushed worthless securities on him. In the end, Martha's husband lost everything and jumped to his death. Meanwhile, the boss made a fortune and was about to retire in luxury. The more Martha spoke, the angrier she became, but the boss showed no guilt. He only said investments always came with risk and told her to let it go. Those words pushed Martha over the edge. Her eyes rolled back and she collapsed to the floor. Everyone rushed over. Only then did they realize she was having a heart attack. Ben called for help, but it was already too late. Before dying, Martha said one sentence that froze everyone in place: "I have a bomb." It turned out she had strapped a time bomb to her body to avenge her husband. Her plan was to rush into the boss's office and die with him, but by coincidence, she ended up in the same elevator as him, and now, she had trapped everyone inside with her. Seeing her revenge about to succeed, Martha died with satisfaction. Everyone else was terrified. Ben immediately called the police. Nina pulled out her phone and started live streaming, thinking this was explosive breaking news, but the boss refused to believe it. He said an old woman like Martha could not possibly have a real bomb. No one knew whether to believe her, but no one dared to check. Just as everyone was arguing, pregnant Claire stepped forward, fighting her fear. She slowly crouched beside Martha and lifted her shirt. Everyone held their breath, but the moment the shirt came up, a time bomb appeared. It was tightly strapped around Martha's waist with steel wire. Now nobody could stay calm. Even Nina was so scared that she shut off the live stream. To survive, everyone searched for a way out. They tried the ceiling, but it was locked. Then they pried open the elevator doors, hoping to escape through the gap, but outside was only a dark concrete wall. Luckily, there was a small opening near the top. Daniel quickly came up with a plan. He climbed onto a coworker's back and reached through the opening, trying to press the elevator button outside, but his arm was too short. No matter how hard he tried, he could not reach it. Then Nina noticed Martha's cane. With the cane, they might finally reach the button. Everyone pried the doors open again and put all their hope on Daniel, but just as the cane was about to touch the button, the spoiled little brat caused trouble again. She started wildly pressing the closed door button inside the elevator. The brake mechanism began shaking violently, and in the next second, tragedy struck. Daniel failed to react in time and lost one of his arms.